So much to unpack. No guns on either one of us there.
It's the most work I've ever done. Right?
Welcome back. We have a lot to unpack, some lingering questions that are still out there around certain teams in camp and some big picture questions as well. So I'm going to throw these out to you, Harold. Let's try to unpack some of this stuff.
All right, let's do
Here's
it.
the first question. Who is the biggest name to be traded before the official opening day of March 27th? And here's a partial list of guys we've heard discussions about, whether it's Marcus Stroman, Dylan Cease, Nolan Arenado. You tell me who Eric Fetty's on the list, Jordan Montgomery. Who do you think gets dealt? Is it somebody here or somebody else? Big name guy.
Should I say Ralphie Devers? Did I throw that out
Could.
there?
I mean, that'd be a pretty hot take.
I mean, that would be something. I don't know. I'm going Nolan Arenado. I still think Nolan's getting moved.
Yeah, I think that's safe.
I think that's going to happen.
I mean, when the team puts it out there that says we're actively trying to move a super-duper star.
Tell you what, Jordan Montgomery's intriguing. He's not in that top of the rotation right now for them, and he didn't perform very well for those guys. I think he's going to have a good year this year. He'd be intriguing.
I'll give you somebody who's appealing because of the price tag, and that's Eric Fetty. Like somebody, you're not taking on a ton of payroll commitment if you make a deal for him.
You're right.
It's only 1 year, so it would have to be a team that's ready to win right now.
Yeah. I think King and Cease are still on the books.
What do you mean?
I don't know. They were talking about trading Michael King and Dylan Cease, San Diego. I still think that could happen. I don't know if it's going to happen before the season starts.
Gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. Honestly, the Padres, with the pitching that they've put together, get to the playoffs, they could be the most dangerous team in the ball.
The biggest one we haven't even brought up is Vlad Jr. I'm not saying before the season, but I do believe in this year. They've already basically said we're not getting a deal done. Mm-hmm. There's no way the Blue Jays cannot get any value back for him.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, let's get to the next question to unpack here. We've talked a lot about the Red Sox infield. There are so many options, Harold. Is it Christian Campbell, the kid on the left? Does he play a role this year? What does it look like? If not on opening day, then what do you think their regular infield alignment is going to be?
Well, he's going to play. I don't think Devers or Bregman are going to play every game all year. They've both had some bouts with injuries along the way in the course of a 162-game season. So he's going to get some playing time. That's why they may not end up moving anybody because of that depth that they're going to have. All
right, so third to first. What's the ideal thing look like?
It starts right now. For me,
yeah.
Casas is playing first. You got Bregman at second. Story at short, Devers at third. Okay. That's how the opening day lineup looks for me.
All right, and Campbell kind of plugs in everywhere if he makes the roster, which a lot of people think he's going to.
He's going to get some time.
Yeah, he's an electric young player. Trevor Story, healthy, that's going to make a big difference.
And Trevor Story's been a guy that gets injured. There's going to be playing time out there. Bregman gives them protection in a lot of ways. He can play short if you need to in a short time. He can play second. He can play third.
Yeah.
So he gives you a lot of protection and options that a lot of people are not thinking about.
Next item to unpack, and we'll stay in the AL East with Giancarlo Stanton hurt, with Juan Soto a Met. Who's going to protect the big mattress that is Aaron Judge? Where does the lineup protection come from? Who bats behind him? What's the ideal look for you? Jazz, potentially?
Yeah,
is it Goldschmidt? Who is
it? It's got to be Goldie, probably.
Okay.
I would think at this point in time.
What Bellinger?
Bellinger could hit behind him. For me, I don't see that happening in their lineup. It will be Jazz. Jazz did it last year quite a bit. And
Jazz can also lead off.
It's multiple guys. You stack it, along the way.
Remember, they used Wells back there a lot, too.
Yeah, and that he struggled down the stretch. He got really tired, in the postseason and down the stretch. And I think that's part of the reason that Aaron chased a lot of pitches. But I think with Wells going through the first year, that he played every day like he did, the grind, he'll be healthier, he'll be better rested. The only thing that questions me with the Yankees is they get stubborn. They don't flip their lineup very often. They get set and they stay and they get stubborn, and next thing you know, they don't ever make the adjustment. you have that many different people, you can continue. But you're going to have to protect the big fella, because I'm not pitching to Aaron Judge. You're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, there's one more here, and if I could find my Russo soundboard. Bunch of star
only
pitchers.
one more.
Bunch of star pitchers.
There's only one more.
Yep.
There is only one
Star
more.
pitchers. Yeah, okay, coming back from injury. Sandy Alcantara, Shane McClanahan, Strider, DeGrom. Which one of these super-duper star arms rounds into form the quickest?
I think Sandy's going to be right there. What I saw the other day, he's already hitting 100. He's going to be the guy, and I think he may be the first to go. Not Strider, Sandy. I think he's going to get moved. DeGrom be fun to see. He's healthy. All these guys are going to be back, but I think Sandy's the one that rounds into shape first.
Yeah, well, we've already seen, as you mentioned, the Velo come back. He's a super intriguing trade piece, is Alcantara. But let me ask you about DeGrom, because, right, it's been a while. Multiple Tommy John procedures. I would say of all these guys, he represents the biggest wild card, because if he comes back and is anything close to the superhero that he's been in the past, your pick of calling the Rangers, a first-place team once again sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does. But of all the guys, DeGrom, you look at Strider, they will take their time with him. We want to see DeGrom right now. Hopefully he's healthy, all that. If he's not 100% or feeling 95%, they're not running him out there consistently. And he's not going to ask to go out there consistently. He's not going out there at 80%. Won't happen.
Right.
So they're going to take their time with him. And that just kind of goes back to what my point with Sandy. They're rushing him to get ready. They want to move him. You know what I mean?
Different end game.
Yeah, the other three guys, they're going to be big part of their team's success moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, the difference between DeGrom and, say, Spencer Strider is that DeGrom did make a couple of starts, 3 starts, I believe, down the stretch, and they started that training wheels process with him as far back as 2024. So he should be up to speed this.
And I will say this, how DeGrom goes, so do the Rangers, because they don't have that depth like they did before. When they had Scherzer and you had Montgomery and when they made that great run, you had more depth. He has to be DeGrom in order for them to go where they want to go.